right, so we will start this morning resting on our backs. We won't be there long because I know a lot of you have just woken up. But you can settle in, close your eyes if it's comfortable for you. And as you settle, take a few rounds of breath, paying attention to how the breath moves through your body. So feel your inhale, draw in through your nose. Feel the expansion through your chest, your rib cage, your belly. On your exhale, soften. Allow yourself to feel the support of the ground beneath you. Move through 3 more rounds of breath, just like this, allowing yourself to settle in the present moment on your mat. As you settle in, just thinking about guiding your awareness to the present moment. And so often we are thinking ahead of what's going to happen in our days. We're thinking about maybe what's going to happen next in our yoga practice. So allow yourself to be truly present in the moment without any expectations of what's coming next, except for honoring yourself and where you're at today. And take a deep breath in through your nose, fill up to the bottom of your lungs. Open your mouth, sigh it out. Let it go. We'll do that once more. Deep breath in, fill up through chest, through belly. And open your mouth, sigh it out. Let it go. Start to invite a little bit of movement to your body. Wiggle your fingers, your toes. Feel the energy. Start to awaken in your body. On your inhale, reach your arms up overhead, feet reach forward to the bottom of your mat, full body stretch. Exhale, release, bend your knees, plant your feet on the outer edges of your mat. Your hands can rest on your belly, maybe they extend out towards the side, your choice. Beginning to layer movement over breath. On your exhale, lower your knees towards the left. Inhale, guide your knees through center. Exhale to the right. Maybe your eyes are still closed here, feeling the connection. Keep flowing, inhale through center. And exhale to gently twist. Starting to cultivate your inner listening by connecting your movement to your inner rhythm. Next time your knees come through center, stay there. Shimmy your feet in so they're hip distance apart. Heels are in line with sitting bones. Press your palms into the mat alongside your hips. Start to find an external rotation through your upper arms. You'll feel your shoulder blades press into the earth. Press through your feet. Inhale, lift your hips up towards the ceiling. Imagine you're squeezing a block between your legs so you're active through the legs. Exhale, slowly roll down your spine. Try and feel each point connect separately. Allow your hips to ground last. Root through your feet, rise up through your hips. See how it feels to engage the glutes here. We'll hold here for a breath. Use your exhale to slowly roll down your spine. Hips land last. We'll flow through that once more. Press through the feet, rise up. Your exhale slowly rolls down the spine. Hips ground last. One at a time, hug your knees in towards your chest. Find some movement here. Maybe you rock side to side. You might circle out the knees. Massage out through your lower back here. Land in stillness. On your inhale, reach one arm overhead. Exhale, gently make your way onto your side body. Use bicep as a pillow. And pause here to feel the breath be really expansive. So feel all around the rib cage expand. The front, both sides, and the back of your rib cage. Press your hand into the floor, lift yourself up, make your way into a tabletop position. Fingers are bright and wide and energized. Ground through all four corners of the hand. Your toes can be tucked under here, or you can press shoelace side down into the floor. Play around with what feels good in your body. Inhale, slowly start to tilt your tailbone up towards the ceiling. Let the rest of the spine follow. So belly reaches down towards the mat, heart and gaze reach forward. Exhale, start with your tailbone, round the rest of the spine. Gaze back towards your belly button. Inhale, tailbone and gaze lift. Think about drawing your heart forward between your arms. Exhale as you round, press the floor away from you. Lift through the abdomen. Move through 2 more times at your own pace with your breath. Whenever you're done, no rush. We'll all meet in a neutral table. Really ground through your left palm. Inhale, reach your right arm up towards the ceiling, opening your heart towards the right. Exhale, thread your right arm underneath the left, lower your left shoulder down towards the mat. Now if you have a pillow or a block, you can bring this under your head here for support. Option here to keep your hand where it is. Maybe you walk it towards the front edge of your mat. And steady breath in and steady breath out. Slowly walk your hand back in under your shoulder, or in front of your face. Press through the palm, lift your torso up. Let's lift the right arm up towards the ceiling once more. Exhale, lower your palm down to the mat. Start to really ground through your right palm. You might press the floor away from you a little bit. Inhale, sweep your left fingers up towards the ceiling. Open your heart. Exhale, draw your left arm underneath the right. Lower your shoulder down to the mat. And again, if you have a pillow or a block, you can bring this under your head for support. Option to walk your right fingertips towards the front edge of your mat. Walk your right hand back in with it's extended. Ground the palm, lift up. Left finger sweep up once more. Lower your left hand to the mat. Walk both your hands forward a couple of inches. Shift yourself forward so your shoulders are lined up over your wrists. Nice engaged core. Eyes of the elbows spin forward. Bend your elbows, slowly lower your torso down to meet the earth. Lift your feet one at a time, lengthen your toes back, and lower your foot back down. Start to press shoelace side of the feet into the earth. Inhale, lift your chest, lift your hands to hover. Squeeze your shoulder blades together here. Draw your elbows back towards your hips. Feel the engagement through your upper back. Exhale gently, soften back down. Press hands under shoulders, lift up through hands and knees. Sit your hips back to your heels. Find a child's pose. And take a moment to reconnect with your breath and yourself. Walk your hands over to the left edge of your mat. Keep grounding through right hip. Feel the expansiveness through the right side of your body here. And slowly walk your hands back through center and over to the right edge of your mat. Keep grounding through left hip. Breathe space into the left side of your body. Inhale, walk your hands back through center. Press your palms into the mat. Lift through hands and knees. Tuck your toes. Lift your hips up and back, downward dog. Take a few rounds of breath here. Paddle out the legs. Maybe gently sway hip side to side. Wake up your back body. Look forward between your thumbs. Slowly tiptoe your feet towards the front of the mat. Keep a deep bend in the knees here. See if you can keep fingers connected to the earth. Maybe they're tented. You might feel belly connect to thighs. Tent your right fingertips in front of your face. Find a deep bend through your right knee. Lift your left fingers up towards the ceiling. So you're moving into a folded twist. Exhale, lower your left fingers down, tent them in front of your face, deep bend through the left knee, open your right fingers up towards the ceiling. Exhale, lower back down. Ground through both feet. Inhale, rise up, arms sweep all the way overhead. Exhale, guide your hands in through heart center. Pause for a moment here. Feel the energy shift as we're standing. Both feet firmly grounded into the earth. Inhale, sweep your arms overhead. Exhale, hinge over your hips, forward fold. Let your head hang heavy. Inhale, fingertips to shins, lengthen your spine halfway. Exhale, bend your knees, plant your hands, step your right toes to the back of the mat. Soften your right knee down. Inhale, rise up, low lunge. Think about sending your right pocket forward. Notice if the shoulders are creeping up towards your ears. See if you can soften along the neck here. Beautiful. Bring your left hand to your left hip. Find the length through the right side of your body. Reach up and over towards the left. Inhale, lift yourself back up. Both arms reach up overhead. Exhale, lower your hands down to frame your front foot. With back toes tucked, lift your back knee. Step your right foot in a couple of inches to plant, pointing towards top right corner. Inhale, rise up, warrior one. Get active through the legs. Think about dragging your feet in towards one another without actually moving them. Nice long spine on your inhale. Exhale, twist towards your left. Reach your arms out in line with the floor. Turn your gaze. Maybe it even looks back toward your left thumb. Notice if you're holding your breath here, let it flow through chest, through belly. Inhale, come back through center, arms reach up. Exhale, bring your hands in through heart center. Start to shift your weight forward into your left foot. Feel a nice long line from the crown of your head down your spine all the way out through back toes. Ground through the left foot. Inhale, float your right toes up off of the mat. Let your torso tilt in line with the leg. Exhale, tap your toes back down behind you. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, lift the toes. So you find your warrior 3. And exhale, tap back down. Notice how it challenges the balance to find movement here. Once more. Let's hold this time at the top. Try to maintain engagement through your core. Press out through the back foot, whether it's your heel or your toes. Think about pressing the floor away from you with your left foot. Inhale, rise up to stand. Lower your right foot alongside the left. Lower your hands alongside your body. Find your Tadasana mountain pose. Deep cleansing breath in through your nose. Open your mouth side out. Let it go. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. Exhale, hinge over your hips, forward fold, head hangs heavy. Inhale, fingertips to shins, lengthen your spine halfway. Exhale, bend your knees, plant your hands, step your left toes to the back of the mat. Soften your left knee down. Inhale, rise up, low lunge. Check in with yourself here. Notice if you're holding tension through the neck and maybe through the jaw. See if you can soften those spaces. Release your right hand to your right hip. Find the length through left fingertips. Reach up and over towards the right. Big, expansive breath filling up through the left side of your body, your left rib cage. Inhale, guide yourself back through center. Both arms reach up. Exhale, lower your hands to plant. Lift your back knee, step your foot in. Inhale, rise up, warrior one. We're getting active through the legs so we can have an element of softness through the upper body here. Inhale, nice long spine. Exhale, twist towards your right. Reach your arms out in line with the floor. Maybe you turn your gaze back towards your right thumb. Inhale, guide yourself back through center. Both arms reach up towards the sky. Exhale, guide your hands in through heart center. Start to shift your weight forward into your right foot. You might drag the left toes in a little bit here, so both legs are straight. Squeeze through the outside of your right hip. Feel the length from head to left toes. When you're ready, inhale, lift your toes up, let your torso bow forward. Exhale, tap your toes back down behind you. Inhale, nice and controlled to float the toes up. Exhale to softly lower back down. This time as you lift, we'll hold here. You can play with how it feels to flex your toes in towards your face. I find that helps my balance. Maybe you like to point your toes. Not worrying about the wobbles, knowing that's building strength and stability. Maybe your toes tap back down, that's okay. And slowly rise to stand, lower your left foot alongside the right. Lower your hands alongside your body. Let's take a deep cleansing breath in through your nose. Open your mouth side out. So roll the shoulders up and back. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. Exhale, bring them in through heart center. Walk your feet out towards the outer edges of your mat, so heels are about touching the mat, toes are pointed out 45 degrees. Start to bend your knees, sitting your hips back. Now you might stop and rest forearms on your thighs, or maybe you sit your hips down towards the mat, finding a Malasana squat with elbows on inside of the thighs. This can feel really intense, so just honoring that and where your body wants to be here. Maybe you shift the heels in or out a little bit. It's all about finding an expression that works for you. And notice if you're holding the breath. Try and let it flow as freely as it can throughout this tension. One more round of breath here. And slowly lower your hands to the mat as you lift your hips up, find a fold. You're going to shimmy your feet in underneath your hips. Ground through your feet, rise up, arms sweep all the way overhead. Exhale, bring your hands in through heart center. Inhale, reach up towards the sky. Exhale, hinge over your hips, fold, let your head hang heavy. Inhale, fingertips to shins, lengthen your spine halfway. Exhale, bend your knees, plant your hands, step your feet to the back of the mat, lift your hips up and back, downward dog. Use your inhale, sweep your right toes high behind you. Exhale, hug your knee in towards your chest. Press the floor away from you. Feel a lift between your shoulder blades, rounding through your upper back. Step or help your foot through to the front of the mat. Use your inhale to rise up, crescent lunge. Find your same engagement through your legs where you think about hugging the feet in towards one another without actually moving the feet. Bend your elbows to cactus arms. So your shoulder blades draw together on your back body. Inhale, lift through heart and gaze. Find a neutral spine, reach your arms back up towards the ceiling. Use your exhale, pivot your back foot in line with back edge of the mat, lower your hands in line with the floor. We're lunging into right knee still. Turn your palms so they face the ceiling. Inhale, straighten your leg, reach your arms up towards one another. Exhale, bend your knee, lower back down, warrior two. We'll move through that 2 more times with the breath. Inhale to rise. Exhale to settle into your warrior. Once more. Exhale, lower down. Look towards your right big toe. Cartwheel your hands down to frame your front foot. So your back heel will pivot up towards the ceiling. Press into your hands, step your right foot back to meet the left, hips lift up and back, downward dog. Take a deep cleansing breath here, in through your nose, out through your mouth. Left toe sweep up and back behind you. Hug your knee in towards your chest. Feel that lift between your shoulder blades. Step or help your foot through to the front of your mat. Inhale, rise, crescent lunge. Try and stay really engaged through the back of the right leg, through hamstrings and glutes. Bend your elbows to cactus, lift through heart, through gaze. Feel your shoulder blades support the back of your heart. Inhale, reach through the fingertips, find a nice long spine. Exhale, pivot your back foot to plant. Find warrior two, gaze past your your left fingertips. Moving with the breath. Inhale, straighten your front leg, reach fingers up towards the ceiling. Maybe they come towards one another. Exhale, soften back down into your warrior two, gaze over left fingers. Move through twice more at your pace with your breath. And we'll all land in Warrior Two when you're done. Cartwheel your hands down to frame your left foot. Right heel will pivot up. Step your left foot back to meet the right, downward dog. Lower your knees to the outer edges of the mat. Big toes touch. Send your hips to your heels. Find a child pose. Maybe forehead connects to mat, or maybe you bring stacked fists underneath your head to bring the floor to you. Take a few rounds of breath to soften into stillness, into quiet here. Allow your energy to shift. Allow everything to start to slow down. Reconnect with the physical rhythms of your body, noticing both the pace and depth of your breath. Maybe noticing the pace of your heart rate as you feel it start to shift and slow down. Hold here for 2 more counts of breath. And slowly lift your head. Walk your hands in towards your knees. Lift your torso. Sit yourself onto one hip. Swing your legs around in front of you. Bring soles of the feet to touch. Knees fall out towards the outer edges of your mat. Find a gentle rock side to side so sitting bones can really ground down. Notice if there's a rounding through the lower back. See if you can sit up nice and tall out of the hips. A nice long spine. Start to lean forward slightly. Find this space where you can feel a gentle opening, a gentle stretch without too much tugging or pulling. Whenever you're ready, allow yourself to round through the spine. Think about all the little muscles between the bones of your spine, along the back of the neck. Having a bit of a break, releasing and letting go. Slowly press your hands into maybe legs or floor as you roll up your spine. Bring your hands to the outsides of your knees. Help guide them in towards center. slowly make your way onto your back body. If you have any sweaters or socks you want to put on before making your way there, you can do that now. When you land, bend your knees and plant your feet. And press your feet into the mat. Lift your hips just an inch or so. Shift them to the left slightly. So this won't be a big movement, just a small one. And guide your knees in towards your chest. Arms can extend out to T or cactus. Use your exhale to lower your knees to the right. If you want to invite the neck through this twist, you can lift your head, turn your gaze towards the left, and lower your ear down to the mat. As you settle, feel the openness across the heart center here. And allow yourself to connect to your breath for about 3 counts of breath here. Inhale, slowly guide your knees back through center with feet planted. Lift your hips, shift them to the other side. Draw knees in towards your chest. Use your next exhale to softly lower your knees towards the left. And you can shimmy them further away from you to give yourself a little more space here, or maybe you tuck them closer towards you. Find what feels good in your body as you settle in. Inhale, slowly guide your knees back through center. Make any shifts to guide your hips back to neutral. Option to extend your legs long or take whatever shape will allow you to best rest and settle in the present moment. Bring your awareness back to your breath, so follow the path moving through your body. Allow yourself to really ground in the present moment on your mat. My voice will guide us back when our rest is complete. gently guide your awareness back to the moment. Invite gentle energy and movement to your body, starting small, maybe wiggling fingers and toes. You might roll out through wrists and ankles. And take any larger movements to help wake your body up. If it's a full body stretch, perhaps hugging knees in towards your chest. And slowly guide yourself into a comfortable seated position, finding somewhere where your spine can lengthen tall and chest be comfortably open. Use your inhale, roll your shoulders up and back. Inhale, reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale, guide your hands in through heart center. Pause here for a moment of gratitude for yourself, for showing up here, for your body for carrying you through this practice, and for this practice itself for allowing us to ground in presence. And from my heart to yours, thank you. And thank you everybody so much for joining me this morning and this month. We're halfway through the month already, which is wild to me. I've been loving it and hopefully you have too. I will be sending out an email in the next day or so, so just check your inbox or your junk mail in case it goes there. I would love to get your feedback on how things are going. So if you answer, I'm going to send a survey. It'll take you a minute or two to answer, and I appreciate your time, so I will send you a meditation if you do take the time to fill that out. And if anyone has any friends who you think would enjoy this practice, I will send a link that they can join for a free drop-in to try it out. And that's everything. If you have any questions or comments, you can unmute yourself or type them in the chat.